Good morning, dear students. How are you today? It's session number 5, and we will revise the story elements. Today, I brought to you a new passage to revise the story elements as we learned them before in the class. Let's start to revise them together. The story elements are very important parts of the story. There are 6 story elements. We have the title, characters, setting, problem, solution, and moral. Let's know each one together. But before we learn about them, let's know first why it's very important for us to learn about the story elements. We have many reasons, but the most important reasons to understand any comprehension passage we have and to reflect them on any story we read. And of course, if we want to be a writer in the future, or when you grow up, if you want to be a creative writer, your knowing of the story elements, they will help you a lot to become a reflective and creative writer and write your own stories. Let's start to know the story elements together. The first element of the story elements is the title. The title is the name of the story. It's to identify or describe the story. For example, we have Cinderella, Dr. Dolittle, Black Beauty. These are titles of stories. Of course, you know Black Beauty and Dr. Dolittle. We learned them together. Second element, we have characters. The characters are the people in the story. They can also be the objects, which act like people. Characters also can be animals. For example, in Dr. Dolittle, the characters were Dr. Dolittle, his sisters, the animals, the king, if you remember. In Cinderella, the characters were Cinderella, the prince, the godmother, the mice, and so on. The third element is the setting. The setting, we divide the setting into 2 parts. When and where. The setting is where and when the story happens or takes place. Where, any place, like the farm, forest, city, a house, any place. When, nowadays, long ago, in the future, in the past, in the morning, any time is accepted. Number 4 in the story elements is the problem. The problem is a situation that the characters are facing in the story. Okay? It's very important. For example, examples for the problems that we may find in the stories we read: solving a mystery, being poor, facing evil, fears, getting in troubles. The 5th story element is the solution. The solution, it's how the characters will solve the problem. For example, they will do the right thing. They will work hard to get the tasks done. They will catch the bad people. They will face their fears. The last story element we have is the moral. The moral is the lesson or the lessons that you will learn from the story that you will read. For example, dreams can be true. Work hard to achieve your goals. 2 heads are better than 1. Good defeats evil. Today I brought for you, as I told you, a new passage to apply what we learned about the story elements. Let's read together. Our title here is Dr. Molly. Let's read together. Molly's mother was worried as she packed for her business trip to Japan. Molly stood beside her with a notebook and a pencil. "Do you have your passport, Mom?" she asked. "I do." "Good," said Molly. "Your destination is Tokyo, so you should be at the airport 2 hours early. Remember, Passengers can only check 2 bags. Molly, thanks for trying to help, but I'm worried about your father, replied her mother. He isn't feeling well, and I have to go on this trip. Please take good care of him while I'm gone. I'll be a good doctor and look after him, Mom, just like you look after me, Molly said. Thank you, said her mother. Soon, Molly's mother left for the airport. The next morning, Molly's father came to the breakfast table. He didn't look well. How do you feel, Dad? Molly asked. I have a bad headache. I think I am sick, her father answered. Then you should take some medicine and go back to bed, said Molly. I'm going to take care of you all day. I don't think so, Molly. I have got things to do, replied her father. Dad, said Molly, Mom, put me in charge. I am the doctor. Okay, you win. Thank you, Molly, replied her father. Molly looked at the kitchen clock. It was 9 a.m. Should she call her mom? What time was it in Japan? She remembered when her mother told her the day before, Tokyo is 16 hours ahead of Los Angeles. Molly added some numbers in her notebook. It was 1 in the morning in Tokyo. Her mom was asleep. Molly sent a text message to her mother. Saturday, 9 a.m. Hi, Mom. Dad is sick now. He has an earache. So I put him to bed and gave him medicine. Don't worry, I know you are sleeping. Love, Dr. Molly. Molly's messages continued through the day. Saturday, 11 a.m. Hi, Mom. Now Dad has a headache and a fever, so I'm giving him lots of water to drink. I also put a cold washcloth on his forehead. I know it's 3 in the morning in Tokyo. Don't worry. Love, Dr. Molly. Saturday, 2 p.m. Hi, Mom. Dad has a cold now. He's sneezing a lot. He's very noisy. I gave him lots of tissues. It's 2 p.m. here, so I know it's 6 in the morning in Tokyo. Love, Dr. Molly. At 5 in the afternoon, the phone rang. Molly picked it up. Hello, this is Dr. Molly speaking. Molly, it's Mom. How's your dad? He's just fine, Mom. His fever is gone. His headache is gone. His earache is gone. And his sneezing is almost gone. He's watching TV and drinking orange juice. That's great. I was so worried. Good job, Molly, replied her mother. You're welcome, Mom. And the cell phone says that it's 5 p.m. here, so it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo. You should eat some breakfast. Thank you, Molly. And maybe you should study for the science test tomorrow, replied her mother. Think, what's the problem and what's the solution of our passage? I need you now to read alone for 5 minutes. Think for all story elements, title, characters, setting, problem, solution, and moral. It can be one or morals. They can be many. Okay, let's check together. Okay, the title, yes, that's right. It's Dr. Molly. What about the characters? The characters are Molly, her mother, and her father. The setting, as I told you before, in the setting we have to mention 2 things, when and where. when we have different times, as we see here, we have here morning, and we have 9 a.m. We have Saturday, we have Saturday 11 a.m. We have 9 a.m. We have different times, Tokyo time, Los Angeles time. We have many times. So I wrote here different times, where we have 2 places here, Molly's home in Los Angeles and Tokyo, Japan. Let's go to the problems and solutions. Here in this passage, we don't have only one problem. We have many problems Molly faced. The first one, Molly's mother was worried about Molly's father. And the solution was she asked Molly to take good care of her father while she was away. The second problem was Molly's father has an earache. The solution was Molly gave him some medicine and asked him to go to bed. Number 3, Molly wanted to call her mother, but it was too late in Tokyo. The solution was Molly sent her text message instead of calling her. The fourth one, Molly's father had a headache and a fever. The solution was Molly gave him lots of water to drink and put a cold washcloth on his forehead. The last problem we have, that Molly's father had cold and he was sneezing a lot. The solution was Molly gave him lots of tissues. I hope that you found all the problems. Last thing, we have the morals. We have many morals here, and you can discover more. Children have to take on responsibilities to help their parents. We have to be helpful and reliable, okay? Our parents have to depend on us. You have to take good care of your parents as they took good care of you when you needed them. Okay? Thank you.